All right, everyone. In this episode of Around the Airhorn, we're going to be talking about the Sony-Microsoft merger, Nintendo, stuff going on between every single company ever, and then, of course, all the drama going on YouTube. All right, we got Camilla, Chris, Max, and Anderson. Let's get this started, y'all. All right, so with that, we're going to start with what everyone's talking about right now, which is the Sony-Microsoft merger. But not only that, but the fact that PlayStation, the team within Sony, was actually blindsided by this move. Now, as far as all four of you are concerned, I'm pretty sure, Chris, you're probably the biggest, well, actually, maybe not. But I'm going to start with you anyway. One of the biggest Sony fanboys I know. So, Chris, how do you feel about this? Do you think that even PlayStation themselves didn't know what was going on?
Well, I am a pretty big Sony fanboy. I even got the hat from Days Gone. I just finished that up, platinumed it. I would call myself a pretty huge Sony fan.
Humble brag.
No, yeah. But the problem is that I'm surprised that they were so blindsided by this, because to me it seems like there's no open communication going on between PlayStation and the higher ups at the Sony branch itself. Because at no point should this be a thing. At no point should you be blindsided by news this big that's going down at the company. So this was either something that was happening really quickly, like in a matter of days, they put this deal together, or there's absolutely no communication going on with the company, and that actually makes me kind of nervous.
Sounds like Microsoft is trying to buy out their competition since they realize they can't beat them the conventional way.
So you think, Microsoft is buying out the competition?
Yeah, I think Microsoft's just buying it up since they realize they can't compete with this current generation.
Yeah, well, Sony's online cloud whatever system wasn't super successful, right? The Xbox's one was way more successful.
Yeah, the PlayStation Now service was really bad.
I think this is a boss move by PlayStation because they knew that their server, whatever the hell, cloud sucked. And instead of fixing it, they're like, oh, these nerds over at Microsoft will do it for us. We'll just join with them, make them do the hard stuff, and we're still going to outsell them.
Especially since Microsoft isn't doing things like developing games anymore.
No, you don't need games for stuff.
All right, y'all. So let's move on to our next subject, all right? So as we all know, there's a lot of games that have microtransactions, and of course with that, loot. So someone in the government decided they want to do something about it, and they're proposing a bill to end all loot boxes and microtransactions for games. What do y'all feel about that?
Bullshit.
I'm fine with it.
I am not okay with it.
I personally don't love microtransactions. Fine. Some games go crazy with it. Battlefront. However, this is just another example of a bullshit, 80-year-old white man who doesn't know what the kids are into these days, so he's going to make a blanket bullshit. Did you read what's going to be in that bill? It makes no sense. It has nothing to do with anything. The guy
from Missouri.
So you're saying, wait, was Jack Thompson involved?
Who was it?
You don't know who Jack Thompson is?
Some asshole in the government. I don't know.
Anti-video crusader inexistent.
Fuck that guy.
You don't know who Jack Thompson? My God.
Wait, hang on.
Now
Where was
you tried
it?
to get to remove Grand Theft Auto San Andreas from sale?
Did you see the name of this fucking bill is the Protecting Children from Abusive Games Act?
Okay, as soon as you hear a bill is for the children, you know you've got problems. Listen, I hate loot boxes.
That's when you know that the parents have failed.
It's a blanket bill
exactly.
for one good reason, which is the 12-year-olds who, by the way, if my 12-year-old ever fucking spent $100 on Candy Crush, guess who's never going to have a phone the rest of his life?
Right.
Or life.
But
but it's a blanket bill, I understand.
It's a waste of time. A useless waste of time is what it is. There's more important things the government could be focusing on. We've already determined that microtransactions is not determined as gambling, and there are enough limitations that parents can put on their consoles or their phones to keep their kids from spending their money.
90% of games with loot boxes suck.
No, I'm going to have to disagree, Camilla. I think there's literally nothing else more important in the entire universe than determining whether or not children can get loot boxes. This is the most important issue on the planet, and if you disagree with me, you're fucking wrong.
All right. Well, good discussion there, y'all. So here's something completely different, but let's shift gears anyways. Don't know if you all saw this, read about this, or even seen the memes about it, but Microsoft has decided, hey, trash talking, let's have guidelines for that, because as we all know, every company ever makes guidelines for everything. Why not Microsoft? A, I mean, what do y'all feel about that? And B, whatever happened to freedom of speech?
No.
I think it's a little fucking late of a response on Microsoft's part to just enacting guidelines now. Like, does no one remember OG Xbox chat, even 360 chat?
The Modern Warfare 2. The
Modern Warfare 3.
Any Call of Duty.
What they're ignoring by, if you limit trash talk, one of the greatest feelings in the world is to have one of those a-hole trash talkers and to beat them in games.
Yes.
It's one of the most satisfying feelings, and you put them in their place.
Or if they're on your
Everything
team.
is not a fucking safe space.
Actions over words. Actions over words is always the most satisfying feeling.
Nothing sends a message more than killing them and then teabagging their corpse.
They never said trash talk is not allowed. They just said, like, hey, don't be a bigot or like a racist asshole. Like,
No.
tell someone that they
But
have.
that's the only insult people under 12 know.
That is part.
Get
Listen,
good.
hearing that kind of language is part of the gaming experience. It's just the way it is.
Different now, man.
Listen, there's a
rite of passage.
If Microsoft is seriously going to take away freedom of speech, there's a reason it's called PC Master Race, right? You go to the PC, you say whatever the fuck you want. No one's going to judge you, except for the people that are judging
like,
you.
freedom of speech means you can go out in the street and say whatever you want, but Microsoft's private platforms, they can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want.
Well, that's my point. That's my point. If they enable this kind of resistance against saying what you want, people are just going to go away from Microsoft even more than they already are, and they're just going to go to the computer or PlayStation. So fuck it. It's a detriment to them.
I don't care.
I'm not going to play on the PC because you know what PC stands for? Exactly what's protesting.
All right. Well, that's going to be the end of the press start to play round. So with that, someone's staying and, well, 3 people are staying, 1 person's going. So let's find out who that is. And with that, Anderson, you have 23 points.
It doesn't mean anything yet. It doesn't mean anything yet.
Camille, you have 27 points. Chris, you have 35 points.
Yeah! I am the greatest
Max,
video talker of all time.
you have 22 points. Sorry, Max. We'll see you later, man.
Nerd!
All right, guys. So with that, we're going to go in to the lightning round. All right. So we're going to go over a couple topics. Going to be very quick. You guys got a chance to get a lot of points or lose a lot of points, and then someone's got to go. So with that, we're going to start with this. So we all saw that Sonic the Hedgehog trailer, right? It was amazing, wasn't it?
Got it.
No!
Now, the funny thing about that is apparently the Paramount and the creators there decided, hey, the guy who invented Sonic, let's not talk to him. How do y'all feel about the creator not even being a consulate or anything about this Sonic movie?
I think it's always a fantastic idea to take this thing that someone put so much love and care and attention into and creating it from nothing and going, here you go, world. I made this for you. Take it. And then they take it and they go, bah! I love it.
I can understand the need to want to take your own film into its own artistic direction, but to not even consult with the guy seems like a little bit of a slap in the face. Maybe just a little bit, not that much. Maybe just like a bit of a love tap. But it's still a pretty noticeable sound it makes.
The guy even drew a picture in probably like 15 minutes, and he said, here's how I would do it. He did that shit for free. It took him 15 minutes. Now, the way Sonic was in the trailer, he looks like a little blue boy.
All right, so coming up next is, here's this. So we got the Nintendo Switch, right? Well, apparently we could potentially have 2 more. One is more of the industry speculated. The second seems to be a done deal, which is a even more mainstream Switch for more casual gamers. So, Anderson, go.
Oh, the Switch. So I don't have a Switch, so I'm not very good at this. But it's supposed to be cheaper, but it doesn't have vibration. But just bring back the DS. They're trying to switch to full portable. Just give me another DS. I never had one. Give me a nice one.
Unfortunately, those are going out of production very soon, Mike, so you got to get on those while you still can.
You're going out of production very soon.
I genuinely hope so. But the point is that Switch, I don't know why they're feeling the need to be more casual, appeal to a more casual market. They're the most appealing to the casual market as is. So it's a little weird seeing them do this. But But I mean, if they're going to lower the price of the Switch by taking out a couple of features, and if one of those features just happens to be the HD Rumble or whatever the fuck that they weren't actually using,
Negligible.
I don't see this as a big loss.
Negligible feature. I like the rumbles. Do I need them? No. Plus, I think this is honestly more for kids because they're talking about maybe lowering the rumble or taking out the rumbling and probably lowering some of the graphics on it. It's more just for like, you want to play Fortnite because you're a kid?
I think that's their biggest mistake is making it a Fortnite machine. Please, God, kill me.
Okay,
current
guys.
one already does.
No Fortnite.
We're moving on to GTA 6? Question mark. According to there was a GTA 6 leak. What do y'all make of this leak, and how much of it do you think is actually real?
I would love for them to make another GTA. You know what I would love more? For them to make GTA 5 launchable in less than 25 minutes.
Yeah, you're asking for too much. No, you're literally asking for too much there. I am very.
For how long? Why does it still take that long? Did they just forget about it? They just left it.
GTA 5 and GTA Vice City are some of my favorite games ever made. So to hear that GTA 6 has a possibility of being in Vice City, as well as being in Los Santos and Vice City, somehow combining all three worlds into one game, sounds like the greatest thing of all time. And my dick is hard right now. It's a good thing my camera is not showing.
I guess I just won't have an opinion about it.
All right, Anderson, any last words?
Well, I mean, it's going to be GTA. I heard it's such a big fucking map. They can't even put it on the PS4. It's going to have to be on the PS5. I'm sure it's going to look amazing, and I'm sure I'll buy it and kill a bunch of people and never do any missions.
Yay.
All right, well, that's the end of the lightning round, which means 2 will stay, 1 will leave. Who's that going to be? Let's find out with Anderson. You have 33 points.
It's a lot of points.
Is it, though?
Chris,
Allegedly.
you have 45 points.
Oh, my God. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
She's drinking a Coke. That gives her 2 extra points, but she's at 30.
Dang it!
Oh.
I gave Anderson bonus points for wearing Pokemon shirts.
Sorry.
What?
Join us.
This was for a Pokemon shirt. All right, well, peace out, y'all. Good luck.
2 men enter, 1 will leave. This
The video
is the face-off. All right, guys. So we got Chris, we got Anderson. All points have been reset. This is the make or break time. So, as we all know, Minecraft is celebrating its anniversary, but Notch has not been invited to that anniversary celebration. Chris, what do you think?
I think it's a little weird that the guy who invented the game that's made you all this money and the IP that has made you all this money is not going to be invited to the game event. But I can kind of see that they bought the IP and it's theirs and they can pretty much do whatever they want at this point. It's just like the Sonic thing, though. It just seems like a big slap in the face to all the fans of the game that loved this guy because he gave them something that's been giving people happiness for years and upon millions and millions of people. It just seems like a big fuck you, if you ask me.
Yeah. Well, Chris, I agree with you. And guess what it was over? Fucking tweets. Hey, man, stop looking at people's tweets and judging them based off their fucking tweets. Guess what? People say stupid shit. I haven't read the tweets. I don't know what they say. If there's not a video of him beating the living shit out of an old woman and killing her, then, hey, man, relax.
Wait, Mike, there is video of him killing somebody.
All right, well, since you all both agreed on those, that's going to be 1 point for each of you. So, tiebreaker time. Let's do it. And with that, PS5 is allegedly going to have something called ray tracing, which I guess allegedly makes the lighting better. I have no clue. Is this a big deal, Anderson?
Well, it sounds like it's just the next step. You know, all the graphics are going to get better. I mean, if you look at the PS4 games, I can't even imagine what PS5 is going to be. And this new feature scans the whole damn thing. Like, it knows it in real time exactly what it's going to do. So, I mean, I just can't wait to see it. But I still don't understand all that nerd shit. But it's going to be awesome. And it's going to be exact 3D renderings. And next step, future.
No, it sounds promising. It sounds like really cool technology, and I'm excited to see it in action. But I think we all know that we're not going to actually see the full capability of it until it's like 2 or 3 years down the life cycle of the system. Because you remember the launch games that came out with the PS4? Y'all remember Knack?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
One of the greatest looking games to ever grace the system. I mean, we'll never know what the full capabilities of it are until a little bit down the line. So it's cool hearing about this stuff, but I'd rather see it in action. And I know we're not going to be able to see it in action for a little bit, and it's rather unfortunate.
Ooh, all right, guys, that was pretty good. That was really close. Anderson, I love the SpongeBob reference, but Chris, you make a great point about waiting a couple years. But you know what? I hate waiting on things. So Anderson, you won. It's time for space time. Let's do it.
Oh God, I wasn't supposed to win, Mike.
Yeah, you were.
Oh, okay. All right, guys, it's space time. How's it going? How's it going, nerds? Hey, video games are what you play when you're playing video games. And everyone, Chris is pissed. That's all that matters, really. But there's going to be some good games, and it's going to keep getting better, nerds. So keep playing and keep getting out there, and make sure you make Chris mad whenever you can.
All right, and
Quack, quack, motherfuckers.
that'll be that, y'all. For Chris,
Buy Day's gone. Go out and buy Day's gone. It's a great game.
Camilla and Max and Anderson, this has been Around the Airhorn. Thanks for joining us, guys. We appreciate it. Have a good one.
Stop saying Aloha Snack Bar.
Long shot.